Soumya Mehrotra Kapoor and you're watching Coffee and Crypto. Crypto, what is it really? Is it a currency of the future or an asset to invest in? If an asset, is it a good investment or a gamble? If an investment, what is the method to this crypto madness? Well, all of us have heard about crypto by now. Everybody keeps talking about it. But are you also one of those who just doesn't know how to get started? Well, this show is for people like you. During the course of this program, we will be taking you through all things crypto. We will cover the ABC of cryptocurrency, bring you conversations with experts, legal and market experts. We will take your questions on board and take you through all that is trending in the world of cryptocurrency. So if you have the Crypto Kira, stay tuned. So let's get started on this very first episode with our explainer of the day. So welcome to the crypto and our coffee wall. My coffee is ready. I'm ready to give you now some tips on how to really get started on your crypto journey, right? So to understand that, let's cover some basics first. The word crypto, what does it really mean? It sounds pretty cryptic, right? Well, literally, crypto means concealed or secret. In the context, it basically means anonymous. In principle, cryptography guarantees a security of transactions and participants are independent from any central authority and thus protected from double spending. And this, friends, is the very foundation of cryptocurrency. It is decentralized. That is pretty much the heart of this entire concept, meaning there is no third party controlling it. There's no RBI. There's no government who can order in more currencies or ban one overnight. But if that is the case, who does the bookkeeping here? How does the entire system work? Well, it is done by the crypto community themselves. It is regulated by its own people, by its users, and they earn crypto for it. Any attempts to fool the community get noticed, and no single user or government or bank or credit card company can force a fee on your payment. But this also means that transactions in this world are irreversible. Once you paid, you paid. And what exactly then makes crypto so desirable? Because people already talk about how volatile it is, but despite that, millions of investors are jumping in on the crypto bandwagon. Why? The short answer is good returns. By now you must be wondering, but how does really one get into these returns? And there are so many coins. There is Bitcoin, there's Ethereum, there are so many others. How to choose them? Well, creating or what is called mining crypto can be a complex and rather tedious process as well that involves several mathematical algorithms. There's a tech involved that one has to delve in as well. So for beginners, the easiest way really is to trade through crypto exchanges. Crypto exchanges, well, they are like your stock exchange, for example, your BSE or NSE. It is a platform that enables you to buy or sell all types of cryptocurrencies. But unlike the stock market, there is no opening bell or closing bell because the crypto market operates 24/7. So how does one monitor the market then, right? Well, that brings me to tip number 1 on how to get started. Well, the first step really for you should be to choose a suitable trading platform to open an account. It's like choosing a bank. In India, there are a number of platforms. There's like CoinSwitch, there's BuyuCoin, there's WazirX, and it's fairly easy to do so. Once you've made up your mind about the bank, next step is to really upload documents and upload your KYC. Like any regular bank account, if you want to open as well cryptocurrency exchanges, they require documents like your address proof, identity proof, PAN card, etc. Once you've put in all your details over there, the bank will, and the cryptocurrency exchange, in fact, in this case, will verify those details, and then you're good to go. You can start trading orders, which is step number 3. Now, since the crypto market is open 24/7, you can trade anytime as you please. But you can either store the crypto that you buy in a digital wallet or you can choose to withdraw it as money as well. Number 4 tip for you is pick one crypto at a time. Now, while starting out, approach the market with a bit of caution and buy the coin you feel most sure about, like Bitcoin or Ethereum, for example. Stick to your decisions and monitor your progress before you start expanding your portfolio. And finally, my tip number 5 for you is begin with small investments. As the cryptocurrency market is highly volatile, it is wise if you begin with small investments. Do adequate research, listen to the experts on this show, and increase your investment only when you have familiarized yourself with the market. Remember, trading in cryptocurrency can get tricky, but the approach that the market also advises is to be cautious and get involved for the long haul. Also, a quick disclaimer over there, all that information that I tell you on this show as well and on this program, please don't just apply it blindly. Talk to your friends, talk to your financial advisors as well, and consult them before you make any commitment. So, hope this will be helpful. In fact, once you have done this, write to me with your feedback and experience. And in the next episode, perhaps we could talk more about coins. Like in the stock market, you have large cap, mid cap, and even mutual funds. How exactly does one keep track of the crypto market? That's something we will indulge in. But for now, moving on. Now, remember I told you in the beginning of the program that investing in crypto exchange is just one way to invest in crypto. The original dream of the crypto creators is to make a mode of exchange a currency. You know, just like you have dollar, you have euro, the idea was to buy and sell in Bitcoin or Ethereum. Elon Musk has talked about selling his cars in Bitcoin. Several countries, companies across the globe now are starting to accept payments in crypto. But did you know that there is an Indian company doing just that? Well, get ready to buy some rugs, carpet and all your home furnishing things, but not in cash, in crypto. Say hello to Raghav Gupta of Rug Republic joining us. Hey Raghav, welcome to CC. How's it going today?
Hi Sonal, I'm very good. How are you?
Good. So Raghav, I went through your website, some beautiful stuff you got there. But what really attracted and got my attention was that now you are one of the first few companies in the country accepting payment in crypto. Tell me, how did it come along really?
So I've been involved in the crypto space for a while now. I think my first investments go all the way back to end 2016, early 2017. And now when I finally come back this time over the last 1 year, I was really looking more into what the technology part of it is, just beyond the financial asset. And once you learn that, you really think that, okay, this is obviously going to come into every single industry. And I think as entrepreneurs, as business owners, it is almost our duty to do everything we can to promote this movement as fast as possible. So with that in mind, I thought this is a good idea to at least give a thumbs up from the Indian business community that, we're willing to put our money where our mouth is and really take this forward.
Movement, revolution, you are sounding exactly like a crypto enthusiast over there. But tell me, how does this payment exchange actually happen? So, if you look at a product, there is an MRP which is fixed. But crypto valuation keeps changing, right? It changes every minute. So what price do you lock in for our viewers?
So obviously right now there's not too many sophisticated payment gateways. For now our system is kind of rudimentary, whereby, okay, like say you were to come to me and say, okay, I want this rug. I will send you an amount and an address, and that amount stays valid for 30 minutes. And if the payment is after 30 minutes, then we just send you a new amount. If there is any volatility within those 30 minutes, we are happy to sort of take that on ourselves. I
see. So have you made any crypto sells just yet?
Unfortunately, not yet, but hopefully soon, maybe as more people watch the show.
Well, I'm in the middle of shifting my houses, so maybe I can be your first crypto client, and we'll
see
how that goes. Well, thanks, Raghav, for your time. Thanks and good luck.
Bye.
Okay, so this is happening. Crypto is no longer the future, but the present. But what about its past? Do you know when was the first crypto payment done and how much did it cost? Well, to take you through some fascinating crypto trivia on the show, we've got Arun with us today. What do you got for us, Arun?
Hello. Do you like pizza, Sonal?
Depends on who's paying.
Well, if they're paying in Bitcoins.
Why not, I would say.
Well, of course, someone who did the first Bitcoin transaction definitely loved pizza and Bitcoin, and I'm here to take you through that story. See, buy one pizza, get another free, or no paisa if not delivered in 30 minutes. These are the kind of pizza offers we've heard. But What about buy me a pizza, I'll give you my Bitcoin. Yes, that's the first Bitcoin transaction. This is made to buy a pizza. Bitcoin is the most popular cryptocurrency and currently the most expensive too. On May 22nd, 2010, a man in Florida named Laszlo Hanix spent 10,000 Bitcoins for the purchase of 2 pizzas. In that year, his 10,000 Bitcoins were worth $40. But if you look at its value today, which might be more than $33 billion, you can easily tout it as the most expensive pizza transaction. But pizza stores would not accept Bitcoins back then. So how did he do that transaction? Let me answer that as well. Well, he reached out to Bitcoin Talk community and his request read, I'll pay 10,000 Bitcoins for a couple of pizzas, like maybe 2 large ones, so I have some left over for the next day. So he wanted someone to buy it for him and he would give his Bitcoins in return to that person. On May 22nd, thanking Jerkos, he confirmed, I just want to report that I successfully traded 10,000 Bitcoins for pizzas and attached the pictures as well. Now, this event is big in crypto world and is celebrated as Pizza Day. Crypto enthusiasts, exchanges come up with deals, offers and campaigns. Anthony Pompliano started a new business model on this idea, eatbitcoinpizza.com. This was launched on this year's Pizza Day. And how does it work? Well, first of all, US citizens can order pizzas at eatbitcoinpizza.com. Now, local shops will send these pizzas. Now, please remember, no big chains involved here. That's the entire idea. Profits are donated to Human Rights Foundation's Bitcoin Development Fund. And Pomp says, just as Bitcoin is working to disrupt the incumbent banks, Bitcoin Pizza will be working to disrupt the incumbent corporate pizza chains. Now, lastly, very important question. What did the person who received those 10,000 Bitcoins do with it? In an interview to BitcoinWho'sWho.com, Jeremy Sturdivant, or Jerkos, as addressed by Laszlo in the community, he said those 10,000 Bitcoins made it back to the economy fairly quickly. Around the time, they were worth some $400. So basically, he sold it at 10x ROI. That's all the slices of pizza story I could pack in this one. Over to you, Sonal.
Oh boy, that must have been one hell of a pizza. Okay, after all those fun facts, I definitely need a coffee break or perhaps a pizza break, and I think so do you. But don't take too long, because waiting for you on the other side is our industry expert of the day. Get ready with your notepads, because Ashish Singhal, CEO of CoinSwitch, joins us on the other side of this very quick coffee break. Watching the very first episode of Coffee and Crypto, and we are in conversation with Ashish Singhal, CEO of one of India's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, CoinSwitch, who's also partnering with NDTV to bring to you all things crypto and make crypto knowledge accessible to all. Ashish, welcome to CC, and our viewers have just learned about the ABC of getting started on their crypto journey. And as an industry expert, as an exchange yourself, give us an idea really about how big is the crypto market in India. And also give us an idea of the demographics. Who are these people investing? Are they staying in for the long term, short term? How is it looking?
Sure. Thanks, Sonal, first of all, for inviting me. And crypto industry in India is certainly, doing amazing. Today, we have over 15 to 20 million users in India with an investment of over $4 billion, which is 30,000 crore already put in and growing very, very rapidly. CoinSwitch Kuber itself has added over 9 million users in just 12 months of our starting up in India. And investors are diverse as well, coming from all over India. When we started CoinSwitch, we assumed, most of our users would come from tier 1 cities, but today 60% of our users come from tier 2 and tier 3 cities. including
Wow.
some cities like Balia, Hisar, Meerut. And so it's not that, you know, the tier A is investing in India, in crypto. The entire India is investing in crypto today, right? And most of them are investing for their very first time, right? And which is something that we feel very proud about. We believe that in the next 4 years, over 100 million Indians would join the crypto community.
All right then. But you know, one question, Ashish, I get asked a lot is, and especially from our viewers also writing into us on different platforms, is why is crypto so volatile? And you know, how do we really depend on it? There are enough stories of crypto billionaires, but also many not knowing how the phenomena actually works. So do you have any tips on how to get started in the market?
Sure. So crypto is definitely volatile, mostly because it's a new and a growing market, right? Stock market has gone through the same cycles of since its inception. And as the market matures, more people adopt crypto and supply demand would stabilize, reducing the overall volatility of the market. And like any new asset class, it will take some time to stabilize. While at it, you know, choosing the right crypto for your investment is very, very important. Users should do their research, looking into, you know, what that crypto is actually solving, who are the people behind that project, and who are the people backing that project, right? To choose wisely, to invest their hard-earned money very wisely into crypto.
Right, because you know, we've been drawing a parallel of a stock market and a stock exchange with the crypto exchange as well. And while there are companies who have their P&Ls to talk about, one wonders how do you really analyze these coins? You know, what goes behind it? And perhaps that's something we can take up in the following episode as well. Lastly, I want to understand from you, you know, and this is again another viewer question that is asked quite often: what makes crypto the gold of the future? Why is it that we hear the entire world betting on it? And why is it called, if you could simplify for our viewers, the next gen revolution?
Sure. So crypto is able to create a new way of establishing trust between parties without a need of central control. And this can really revolutionize multiple industries, including data privacy. That's why we believe that crypto can create the new internet altogether. And how the internet, produced Google, Facebook, Apple, crypto can also produce new class of companies and products that could fundamentally change the way we operate today. And that's the reason for our belief in crypto. Each crypto is trying to solve a new problem, creating a new product, and you can very well equate it to startups. And that's where each crypto derives its value from, the kind of problems that they're trying to solve, the kind of product that they're trying to build it.
Right, fascinating. What internet did to perhaps, or what search engines perhaps did to internet is what's going to happen with cryptocurrency as well. So much really to explore on this, but thanks Ashish for now. This was lovely. We'll see more of you on the program. And to our viewers, if you also have any questions, well, all you have to do is send in to us with the hashtag crypto with NDTV, and we will take them on the program and have our experts answer them for you. Well, that brings us to the end of episode 1 of Coffee and Crypto. When it comes to crypto, there is really so much unverified gyan out there. But when you don't trust just anybody for news, why just trust them for crypto, right? Well, the disclaimer again being, do not take whatever advice we give you as is. Do consult your own financial advisor on how to go about with things. But for now, that's it. I'm Sonal Mehrotra Kapoor signing off. See you next time for some coffee and crypto.